G'day, I'm Graham and thank you for joining me. Right, today we're going to have a look at the scenery I've been working on for the last few days. I've been building a couple of hills down the end of my layout. I have got height restrictions, so there's no great mountains being built. I'm no Jamal with his huge mountains. Mine, I've got a height restriction of about 300 mil, or that's about a foot in the old money, because I'm in a flat roof shed and I need just enough clearance to get my SUV underneath the track, so we're a little tight on room. So and even with that height restriction, I've got cables running across to the winch, and I need to make sure they're clear of any scenery I build as well, so that because I've had a couple of disasters where the cables are caught and destroyed the work I've done. All right, so we'll have a look at what we're going. Now the scenery I'm building is out of styrene. It's old stuff that's packing styrene that's been available free, so I've been using that. And I was watching a video by Markel of Sweden on how he built hills for his train layouts, and so I picked up a few hints there. He used aluminium fly screen wire and then toilet paper and glue and then plaster of Paris. Well, I've sort of shortcut that system. I'm using styrene, glue and toilet paper and then glue over the top. I haven't bothered with the plaster of Paris. That sounds like too much like hard work for my liking, so I've just used the paper and the glue and waited for it to dry and then painted it. It's not quite as solid as the plaster would be, but then again, when you run into it with a car, it doesn't smash your cars up as much either, so it has its advantages. And as you'll see, most of my hills are all desert scene, so there's no greenery much around. I've got to look at some plants in the future, but they still need to be desert yellows and browns and blacks, but nothing much in the way of greenery. So yes, because the theme seems to be Australian deserts, which I love and I've loved to travel through. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, I built the foam cutter from a set of plans I found on the internet, but they're a bit complicated, so I cut it down to the essentials, and it seems to work very well. It cuts the 45mm styrene very effectively. So it's time to put it to work and cut some foam and start building. This little handheld cutter came with a number of attachments and was very versatile for cutting and trimming up on small and not so small bits of styrene. Once the foam was all cut, I just glued it together with PVA and set some weights on it and waited for it to dry, of course, before I could then proceed with the next step, which was applying the glue and then the toilet paper and more glue on top. A little tip here that good quality toilet paper tends to melt a bit quick, so it might be better to buy a cheaper brand if you're trying to do this job. I've got a feature coming for this spot in the next couple of weeks, and it promises to be something extra special, so stay tuned for that. I had a gap between the track and the borders, and so I decided to infill that with some styrene. The styrene's 45mm thick, which gave me exactly the height I needed. And since it was roofing insulation styrene, it was a rough finish. It had a pebbly type finish on it, which was ideal for painting into a ground cover for around the track. So I gave it a try. I did try spray paint on a small sample piece, but it edited away very quickly. So I had to get a craft paint and a mixture of craft paint and water, and painted it on, and it sucked up the paint a little bit, so it gave me variation in colour over the whole time. So yeah, it went quite well. Right, well, I think that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this content, and if you did, would you like and subscribe? I'm still looking for that 100. So I've got a couple more videos lined up to do. I've still got to do the track tests of the Legends, and that'll be coming up very shortly in the next week. Then I've got the Aston Martin DBR 9 challenge. We've got 4 of those that we want to test them against each other, but I need some new tyres at the moment, so I'm still trying to work out what size tyres I need from MJK to put on those before I film that one. But anyway, hopefully we'll have it in the next few weeks. Until then, see you. Bye.